Hello there, Prehistoric Kingdom friends. It's been a while since we covered a Dev Diary, and I'm so excited to jump into this one because there's so many cool features. So, let's jump in. Surprise! This month we'll have a very special blog post with information on a highly awaited feature, breeding. That's right, animals will finally be able to create their next generation come update 15. Though originally stated for the end of early access, the team have been secretly working on breeding since update 14 launched back in April. Thanks to its very warm reception, we re-evaluated our plans and came to a few conclusions. Players loved baby animals. Breeding would add even more gameplay to the vet and disease coming in update 16. As you might imagine, it was a pretty quick decision for us. It also made a lot of sense since our initial vision of update 15 was an animal behavioural update. With breeding on top, this is the first time that the animals are actually having to accomplish a long-term goal. They've only ever had to solve immediate needs like hunger or thirst, but now they have an impulse to mate. Look for a mate, successfully court each other, find a nest, build it. There's a lot going on in their little brains, and it's a true evolution of the partner state and the family dynamics first introduced in Update 14. So, with all that said, we do need another month on trying this thing. This means we are aiming to get a public test beta out in late July to test various features, with the full Update 15 coming out late August. It's a really big update with a lot of moving parts, so we can only ask for your patience. The following discussion has been written from a perspective of challenge mode. Some details and imagery may be altered by the time Update 15 releases. Breeding. In Prehistoric Kingdom, breeding becomes viable once the player has unlocked male animals through the research. In order to have your animals successfully breed, there is a number of factors that must be considered. Fertility is a new value that determines the maximum amount of offspring an animal can have. This means that animals with a high fertility have the potential to yield many babies, while a low fertility can only produce few or none. In order to get animals with high fertility, players will need to adjust the growth speed and maturity of their creatures in the animal nursery. The slower an animal grows and the younger it is, the higher its fertility will be upon reaching adulthood. This means that players who take the time to raise their animals from baby to adult will be properly rewarded when it's time to breed them. This is especially important as any offspring will inherit the fertility of their parents, averaging the two together. Breeding season and courtship. Throughout the year, each species has their own breeding season. This can be seen through the Paleopedia or by looking at an animal's biology panel. An indicator displays how long the season lasts and where you currently are in the year. During their breeding season, adult animals have a chance to partake in courtship. While this process can be simple for many species, others such as Lambeosaurus have a unique dance move performed by males. Courtship attempts can be accepted or rejected by females, leading to either a positive or negative encounter. Nesting and breeding. A successful courtship means that a female has been bred and has the potential to carry offspring for the remainder of the breeding season. In order to actually receive babies, however, the player must add specific modules to their habitat. Dinosaurs will require a nest, while mammals require a birthing bed. If the player does not include these modules in the habitat, animals will never carry offspring, allowing players to successfully choose when they want natural-born babies. Different species require different nesting sizes. After a successful courtship, the female will seek out a nesting module to claim as her own. Once claimed, she will physically dig up the nest or birthing bed, changing its features in real time. Nests in particular can be built up into craters or mounds, while birthing beds have dried grass and leaf litter. Players can also select which species are allowed to use a nest or birthing bed before they are claimed. This makes it easy to have separate nesting areas for animals that share the same habitat. For example, the Coelodonta and Elasmotherium. The next generation. Once a nest has fully been built, eggs will appear. Each egg now has the health bar and must be tended to by parents, or in the future, vets. If the parents spend too much time away finding food or water, the egg's health will drop, gradually killing the eggs one at a time. After the incubation period has ended, baby dinosaurs will finally hatch at the nesting site. Mammals are more resilient. and less at risk of losing offspring. At the end of their incubation period, the mother will rest and deliver her babies on the birthing bed. Nests and birthing beds will return to their original dart-like state a short time after all the babies have been born, allowing new parents to claim the module. So why go through all this? To put it simply, animals that are born in the park have a higher amount of animal points than those that were bred in the nursery. Investing into breeding is a great way to get your park rating up without spending thousands on cloning new individuals. This will be especially important come update 16 when the animals can finally die of old age. Oh my gosh, I wasn't actually expecting that. Do you know what? We've had animals in Prehistoric Kingdom since the dawn of time. And to think that you could have a dinosaur, look after its young, and watch it nurture its family, and just get to a point where you really do love this particular dinosaur and you want the best for it, having it then die, I don't know how I'm going to feel about that. I will say though, that if we can't put plaques in our parks to commemorate the dinosaurs that we will breed, I can't see the day that the animals will pass away. But it's also like a beautiful thing, because to watch someone grow, nurture, and then to come full cycle. Oh boy. It's going to be good though. Breeding FAQ. Why did you go with placeable nests and birthing beds? Compared to the other options we thought of, not only do they act as birth control, but they also allow players to design realistic nesting sites and dens exactly how they want. Leaving the nest creation up to the animal AI wouldn't have yielded satisfactory results for players, and could have even caused navigation issues for baby animals or staff. We wanted to put that choice and control into your hands. What happens when animals with two different skins breed? Each baby will be assigned a random skin from their mother or father. Will animals fight over nests? While fighting is not implemented yet, there will be disputes that can occur between females and competitive species if they aren't enough nest or birthing dens. This is an area we'd really like to expand on in the future. What happens if I delete a nest or birthing bed? Deleting a claimed nest or birthing bed will issue a warning pop-up. This will destroy the eggs or pregnancy if accepted. Oh, that's good. Oh gosh, imagine you were just like rejigging things and then you were just like, oops. I'm glad that there's a pop-up, because that would be an absolute nightmare. Can nests become diseased? Will there be pregnancy complications? We're aiming to add things like that later when vets arrive in update 16. In the next update, however, pregnant animals will consume more food and water at the very least, so there is a little bit of management coming there. Will animals have realistic offspring amounts? Since breeding is a yearly occurrence, and players can have as many nesting sites as they want, we can't use realistic clutch sizes. While it'd be cool to see 50 baby sauropods emerging from a nest, it's less cool to have that happen 20 times in the same month. We need to make things more reasonable for gameplay. Does a high fertility mean animals will always have lots of offspring? There is always a chance that fertile animals may produce little offspring during the breeding season. This is an intentional choice to ensure clutches remain random and varied. Do I have to worry about inbreeding? Animals will not breed with direct relatives. Species will naturally stop breeding once they go over a certain level of overcrowding in a habitat. Players can also delete nest modules or sell animals once they're happy with a population level. Later in update 16, players will have more control over the breeding populations through feeding supplements. Of course, the animals will also die of old age or disease in update 16, so please look forward to that. I don't want my dinosaurs to die. I mean, if they get diseases, hopefully we'll have vets that can help them. I don't want them to die. Now that you know how breeding works, we wanted to quickly show you how much work has gone into our nest. As mentioned above, both nests and breeding beds start as dirt mounts. It's only once they've been claimed that the animal will build the module into their desired settings. Thanks to their granular nature, we can do a decent job at replicating nests seen in the fossil records. For example, nests can either be craters, mounds, or anywhere in between depending on their species. There's also a variety of substrates for both of them, and breeding beds. Here's how it looks when a developer fiddles with the back-end nest controls. We also have 4 different egg types, including ovoid, round, soft, and long eggs that actually sit on the outside of the nest, just like what you'd see from dinosaurs like Oviraptor in real life. Each species can also have its own egg colours, making them even more distinct. What's also cool is that the amount of eggs roughly depends on how many babies are actually incubating. It's not an exact one-to-one for technical reasons, but if your dinosaur has a small clutch, it'll be reflected in the nest. And yes, once the babies hatch, the cracked eggshells are also left behind. Yeah, I wondered why they mentioned the Oviraptor, but we don't actually have it in game, but it's going to be a new species. So if one surprise wasn't enough, we've got another. Given the update's theme, we felt it was only appropriate to introduce a species best known for its relation to eggs. Say hello to the Oviraptor. A small feathered dinosaur from Mongolia was but one of the many dinosaurs that cared for their young. We've wanted to bring this animal back for a long time, and we are so proud to introduce it alongside nesting. Baby Gallimimus. In case you missed it, we recently showed off our baby Gallimimus on our socials. These adorable chicks frequently run around, chirping and clucking along the way. Like the other animals in Prehistoric Kingdom, Gallimimus grows up seamlessly from baby to adult. Even though we made the system, it always blows us away seeing it in action. Keep in mind, any popping seen below is not actually visible in-game at regular growth speed. For fans who played the original Steam demo back in the day, the colour scheme from our baby Gallimimus might seem familiar. Despite this, our dino artist Cindy swears it wasn't on purpose, just a happy little accident. Last update, we changed the wetland grass in response to community feedback requesting more grass texture diversity. For update 15, we're happy to say that the grasses for desert, grassland, scrubland, temperate and tropical have all been updated. The original green and dry grasses have now been moved to coastal and boreal respectively. Now this section, we're going to talk about trees, and a tree is a tree, my friend. I'm sorry, Nathan. It does say that Nathan has spent a lot of time, finally with 32 species and over 200 variants later. It was a massive task to undertake, and I love that for Prehistoric Kingdom. I really do. But I'm so sorry, guys. A tree is a tree, my friend. They will always just be trees. And I know what you guys will be saying in the comments. You'll be like, a tree's not a tree, Grandma. Like, they're so diverse and beautiful and no, they're really not. So I'm just kind of going to skim over this. I'm so sorry. I'm just really not interested in trees. But for the people out there who love trees, I will do it justice. So there's going to be 22 new paleobotany formations that will be added to update 15. So basically, you can go out to these dig sites, dig up the tree in these areas, and you will have lots of lovely bushes, trees, shrubland, whatever you guys get up to out there. It's just, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be something that I'm going to be super excited about. But I understand that if you're playing in a challenge mode, then this is obviously really vital for you to go out and get these trees to make sure that your dinosaurs are happy. So it does add that element of gameplay, which we do love. Is it too much? For me, it is personally. It seems a little bit too grindy, but that is just my own personal opinion of it. I don't know if I'll really be all that into sending out my team to go dig up a pine tree. I'll be like, oh, but we need the pine tree, but also it's too much, personally. Anyway, moving on. The new quality of life feature coming to update 15 is the ability to paint aquatic plants directly onto your lakes and rivers. This is in addition to a water mask toggle that prevents non-aquatic foliage from being painted in water. Ooh, this is really cool. I like this. I'm so sorry I just skimmed over all the tree section, but I'm going to leave a link in the description to the dev diary. So if you're really into it and want to go into all the depths and details, which I've not covered in this video, then please do feel free to go ahead and have a look at it yourself and leave me a comment if I have missed something which was critical. Anyway, Prehistoric Kingdom looks amazing as always. The team work incredibly hard and it looks incredible. So yeah, looking forward to the test beta and we'll see what we can come up with. So until next time, remember to give this video a thumbs up and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, take care.